my loves, and welcome back to another video. Thank you so much as always for clicking on this, and I hope you enjoy. If you are planning a trip to Barcelona, you have it booked and don't know where to go, you're not sure where to go for your city break, this video is the video for you. I have made a list of all my Barcelona recommendations, pricing, how we booked them, everything we done, everything we would recommend to you. So I thought I'd just sit down, chat to you guys, tell you all my Barcelona recommendations, and hopefully this can give you some inspo for your next Barcelona trip or encourage you to choose Barcelona as your next trip. As I said, this is just going to be a chatty video, a little sit down, talk to you, tell you all of the Barcelona things that I recommend. I've got like the attractions, the pricing for them, how we booked them, and then I also have some restaurant recommendations as well, places to eat. One of them is like a restaurant for dinner and two of them are like breakfast or brunch, lunch. I'm sure they're also open in the evening, but we didn't have dinner at them two restaurants that I'm talking about. So yeah, I hope you find this video helpful, and should we just get straight into it? First of all, I thought I could start with where we actually stayed. So I feel like that's very important to know what was near us, if that makes sense. So we stayed at Hotel Ciutat. Please excuse any pronunciation. I'm not 100% sure how you actually pronounce Ciutat. I'm sure it's that, but please excuse if I pronounce it wrong. So we stayed at Hotel Ciutat. This was literally located not even a 5-minute walk from Parc de la Ciutadella or Ciutadella Park. Honestly, that park was stunning. I will get into that further on in the video. We was not even a 5-minute walk from there, and in my opinion, that was the best location for us. We absolutely loved the park. We walked through it almost every day because everything we wanted to do was the other side of the park. But the hotel was very nice location. As I said, it wasn't even a 5-minute walk from Ciutadella Park. The beach was also a 10 or so minute walk the other way. So we had the city on one side and then the beach located on the other side, which I think is such a perfect location. Obviously, we couldn't really take advantage of the beach as much because we went in January, and although the weather was stunning, we was very lucky with the weather, I must say. Yeah, although we went in January, obviously it wasn't beach weather, so we couldn't sit on the beach. It wasn't warm enough to do that. We did have a walk down there. We had our coats on. It was lovely, don't get me wrong. If you're going in the summer months, I definitely recommend this hotel because obviously you can do all the city stuff on one side and you also have the beach on the other side that you can go to. Booked that through Love Holidays. We got the hotel transfer and flights. So the hotel was gorgeous. We really loved it. Breakfast in the morning, that was included in the price. You didn't get lunch or dinner, but we wasn't bothered about that because on city breaks we like to go out and eat, see what restaurants there are. So just having the breakfast was literally perfect for us. The breakfast was really nice. They had so much selection. They had like all the croissants, you know, like the pastries. They had lots of cereal, and they had like the eggs, bacon, sausages, all things like that. Lots of juices, little cakes. Me and Bill really loved the hotel. We couldn't fault it. The reception staff, personally, in our experience, they were lovely. So nice, so helpful with any directions we needed or anything we wanted to book. So definitely recommend that hotel, and I will leave it in the description. This isn't like, I haven't been told to say any of this. One thing I really loved about our hotel was the views from the window. Now, don't get me wrong, they weren't like amazing views that you get sort of on more summer relaxing holidays, like, you know, like nice palm trees and mountains or whatever, but the views were like, obviously because we were staying sort of in the city part, so our views were of the like Barcelona buildings, and I personally absolutely loved the buildings in Barcelona. They were just like so fancy. I just really loved them. So that made the view really nice for us, and the windows were floor to ceiling, and I just absolutely loved that. They just felt really fancy. I don't know, I just really loved it. and the rooms were clean, very nice, couldn't fault them. Bathrooms were nice, they were cleaned every day. They left out like soaps, and I think when we arrived there was even like toothbrushes in like packets. I think they were like bamboo toothbrushes. What else did they have? They just had packets of stuff all on the side, which was really nice. And towels were provided. It was just really lovely hotel. We couldn't fault it. Perfect for what we went for, because to be honest, we wasn't in the room a lot. We was out exploring all day. We'd go back to like freshen up for dinner and then we'd sleep there. So it was just perfect. We absolutely loved it. First restaurant recommendation is Rossini. Now this was in like a square. I'm not sure of the exact name. I can leave like the address and stuff in the description box if you are going there and you want to put it in your sat nav. It was around 30-minute walk from our hotel. We walked everywhere, can I just say. The steps on our phones were ridiculous. When we went to Rome, we done the same. We just walked everywhere. Saves money on cabs, and you get to see so much that you wouldn't see if you just drove to the places, like all the back streets, all the different things that you would miss out on if you drove. So about 30-minute walk, didn't feel that long at all, and it was called Rossini. I believe it is an Italian restaurant, I'm pretty sure, but everything we got was Italian. But I don't know if that's just because of what we picked, I can't remember exactly, but pretty sure it was an Italian restaurant. On the first night I had margherita pizza, and Bill had some other pizza. He likes loads of stuff on his pizza, and honestly, they were so nice. We loved it so much that we actually went back the last night that we was there, and I had spaghetti carbonara. Oh my god, I think it was one of the best ones I've ever had. Now this might sound really controversial, but me and Bill both said it. The Italian dishes that we had in this Rossini were better than any of the Italian dishes we had in Rome. Now please don't come for me for saying that, but honestly, the food in this restaurant was so good. I think it was like the best Italian we have had. We absolutely loved it in there. Our hotel had little cards, so definitely check your hotel reception, because they had like little business cards, I suppose. It was to get a free welcome drink if you took the card from the hotel to the restaurant with you. So on the first night, we got a non-alcoholic cocktail for free as like a welcome drink because we took this little card in. The second time we went back, we didn't take a card in because, well, we felt a bit cheeky doing it again, so we just didn't take a card. But they brought over 2 glasses of champagne. Oh, it might not be champagne. It was called something. I will leave it if I can find it. I'm not sure it was champagne. It was something sparkling. They brought that over, which was so kind. Obviously, me and Bill don't drink, but we did have a little sip just because we didn't want to be rude. But that was without any cards. They just brought it over to us. I think I can't say that they'll do that to everyone because the couple next to us sat down and they didn't get a drink brought over to them. So it could just be the waiter you get, how they're feeling, if they're busy. Do you know what I mean? So don't quote me on that you're gonna go in and get a welcome drink. But definitely if you have one of the cards from your hotel, you will get one. So that was the first one. We absolutely loved it. As I said, I will leave the like postcode for it in the description so you can find the exact one that I'm talking about. We was there for 4 nights and we went there 2 of the nights, so we must have liked it. Moving on, cafes, should I say, that I recommend. So the first one was called Bristol Cafe. This was so nice. From the outside, it doesn't look like there's much seating, but it goes like out the back and round the side. So there is a lot more seating once you go in, so don't be put off thinking, oh, it's too busy, we're not going to get a seat. Definitely ask, because there was so much seating around the back. When we went in there, they actually still had the Christmas tree up, which was so cute. So I believe it is a cafe, but they do lots of different food. So I got pancakes, and I think they come with like yogurt and fruits. Bill got eggs Benedict, I believe, or it was like eggs, salmon and bread. I'm not sure of like the exact name, but oh my god, it was so nice. I also got a chamomile tea and it came in like a pot. It made me about 3 teas, not even joking, so you could have shared that. And Bill got some sort of iced coffee thing. They had so many drink options on this menu. I didn't know what to get. So many choices, lots of food choices. They had cakes and pastries all at the front. There were so many, they looked so yummy. It was right near the Sagrada Familia. almost like outside. If not, it was like walking distance from there. So really close to one of the main attractions. So if you go to the Sagrada Familia in the morning, really close to go for lunch, or if you wanted to go there for lunch, then head to the Sagrada Familia. I just remember it being really close by. And then the second cafe that I recommend was Brunch and Cake. Oh my god, this was literally the cutest little brunch spot I've ever been to. Like, the interior decor was so cute. The staff were really lovely as well. Food here was so nice. In this one I got chocolate pancakes. Oh my god, they were delicious. I believe they were like chocolate and banana pancakes, something like that. They were so nice. I could have had loads more. Bill got a, was it an enchilada? I'm sure it was an enchilada. Sure, that's what it's called. And he really enjoyed it. Said it was really nice. And we both had smoothies. They had lots of smoothie options. They had so much food options in this cafe as well. Like, I couldn't believe it. You like scan a QR code and there's just like lists and lists of things that you could get. I definitely recommend for anyone because there's so much choice. I'm sure there'll be something that you like. And also, this was so close to the Sagrada Familia as well. Also walking distance. It was just so cute in this place. I really loved it. Even if you're just going there for a drink, like, it's so nice. I really recommend going to that one if you're looking for a place to eat, like something to drink. Just really nice. So they're the three restaurants, cafes that I recommend. They're the ones that we went to. Yeah, we did go to one other restaurant, but I can't remember the name. It was also in the square near Rossini. Literally, when you go, there's like people outside these restaurants like trying to get you in there. One night we didn't really know where to go, so we just went into one of them. Bill had paella. I think I had pizza again. I'm very fussy, so yeah, sometimes I'm like, I don't know what to have, so I just go for my safe options. One night we did have McDonald's. Can't say that it's as good as the English McDonald's. For starters, my chicken was pink, so that put me off. Didn't get to finish that. The chips were fine, just very similar to the English one. I always feel like silly going to places that are in the UK when I'm abroad, but we got there like in the afternoon. We had gone out and explored a bit, see what was around the hotel, and it was just late, so we just had McDonald's. But Rossini, that is my #1 recommendation. We absolutely loved it in there, and the food was 10 out of 10. So nice. So I'm going to start with Ciutat Park first, seeing as I have spoken about that previously and it was the one that was closest to our hotel. I'm going to leave names so you know exactly what I'm talking about, just because I feel awful pronouncing them wrong and you might think it's something else when it's not. But Ciutat Park, stunning. As I've already said, it was literally a 5-minute walk from our hotel, so close. Our hotel was literally on the same like strip of road for the entrance, if that makes sense. So we was literally like, our hotel was here and the entrance to the park was the end of the road. So you walk in, well, I say that, it depends where you're coming in. Our entrance, we walked in, the Barcelona Zoo was on the right, and then you can walk left and this takes you like into the park. Honestly, I don't know what it was. It was just something about this water fountain and I just loved it. So it had steps going up either side and then it had like figure in the middle, nice little pond or water, like, you know, when the water's beneath it. Definitely recommend going to see that. It is stunning. Good picture opportunities as well because it's just like so beautiful, like really nice. We absolutely loved that. Obviously that is free, you don't have to pay to get into the park, so that's a nice little free thing that you can go and do. The park also has lots of like green area. Obviously there was lots of people who would sit with picnic blankets. One of the days there was a, is it a bandstand, you know, where it's like raised and it's sort of like got railings, like a pergola sort of vibe, and there was like older people dancing to music and it was so cute. Everyone was sort of standing around watching them. Really cute vibes. I think that was on the Sunday morning. Maybe go there on Sunday if you are in Barcelona, just so you can see the little dancing that goes on. It was so cute. Everyone wanted to like get involved. Really nice to see because they were just having so much fun up there. Also, I think it could be an elephant. Please do not quote me on that because we didn't actually go over and see it. I just saw it in the distance. It was like a big statue of an animal, a big animal. I saw lots of people going over to. I'm not sure if it's a big thing that people go there to see. We didn't go over and see it actually. I'm not sure why, but I just remember seeing a big figure of an animal and I'm sure it was an elephant. The best part, my absolute favourite part, was the rowing boats. This is the best €6 I've ever spent in my life. It was €6 for both me and Bill, so it was €6 for 30 minutes on the rowing boat. We had such a laugh. It was just so much fun. It was something that I had seen online before we went out to Barcelona and I knew that I really wanted to do it just because it looked really fun. We went to do it at around sunset, so the sun was sort of setting as we was on the lake. I'm not sure it's a lake, pond. So yeah, it was €6 for 30 minutes and that was plenty of time. More than enough time. You didn't need any longer really, especially if you were like Bill. I could not control this boat. I just couldn't do it. So Bill, bless him, was rowing the boat most of the time. So 30 minutes was definitely enough. If you go, I would recommend going at sunset because it was just so pretty, so nice. And it's just a really nice setting. There's like a palm tree, I believe, like in the middle, all the ducks like are around it. It's just really cute. It's definitely one thing that I would recommend. Super affordable, €6. Next recommendation is both mine and Bill's favourite thing we done in Barcelona. We loved it here. I think we was very lucky with the weather. So if you can sort of organise it on a day where you know it's forecast to be sunny and warm, I definitely would recommend that. It's hard to base things around the weather, but if you can, then definitely try. Park Güell, stunning, absolutely stunning. Entry was so cheap. It was €10 each for entry, which works out, I think it was £18.15 we paid for both of us for entry into Park Güell. It's just so cool in there. So it's all sort of walkways. We sort of described it as a maze. It was very like you'd walk one way and it would lead you up here and then you could walk different ways. It was just really fun. They had lots of cool different like features, lots of very good photo opportunities too, because up the top it looks out over the whole of Barcelona, so you can literally get pictures with Barcelona in the background, which was amazing and it was so beautiful to see. Like the whole of Barcelona you could see from the top point of Park Güell. There's lots of walking around, so bear that in mind if you are going there. You just have to go to see what I mean. Like it was just stunning, and you might think, oh, walking around, like that's just boring, but it was really like cool. I don't even know how to explain it. It was just so fun. We really enjoyed it. You've got all the walkways that you can go around and then you get up to like the top, which is like the main viewpoints. They've got like little seats into like these were really cool actually. They're like pillars I suppose, but they're sort of like weave in and out of each other. Round parts where you could stand and get the pictures with Barcelona in the background. You go down when you're following the path, and I believe it's called the Dragon's Walkway. It's like a bit of land, and you've got, I suppose they're seats, but it's like a big, yeah, I think they are it's like a big seat that goes round like the whole edge of it, and it's all like mosaic, which was really nice to see. That was really pretty. You go down and you've got like the pillars with all the mosaics on the ceiling, and is it a lizard? I think it's a lizard they have on the stairway that goes down to the two buildings. Now we queued up to go into these buildings, and I believe like from the same person that Casso Batlló is, Gaudi. I'm sure they're buildings that are related to him somehow. If you are like super interested, sort of like the history and stuff, then I would definitely recommend queuing up and going in. It was sort of like a little mini museum, I suppose. So they had like plaques with writing on that would explain different things. Us personally, we feel like we wouldn't have missed out if we didn't go in there, but we wanted to do everything, so we did queue up. Other building, which I think they were identical, and I really compared them to gingerbread houses. I don't know what it was, they just reminded me so much of like a gingerbread house. The other building was like the gift shop. They did also have like a restaurant or cafe there, so places to eat and drink there as well. We could have spent all day there. I think we did spend almost all of the late morning, afternoon there. It was just stunning. As I said, we was really lucky with the weather. It was hot, well, as hot as it can be in January. We did have our coats off, so it was definitely warm. We was super lucky, and I think that made it even better. I feel like if it was raining, because it was all outside, so if it was raining, maybe it wouldn't have been as enjoyable. That is like my top recommendation. Park Güell, one of the favourite things that we done when we was there. We booked them. How did we book them? Oh, we literally just went there. I'm sure you can book in advance, so don't take this as like the only way you can book. I'm sure if you sort of look online, you'll be able to book in advance, but there's a QR code that you can scan when you get there. We booked tickets. You can choose your slot. I think we literally chose a slot, and it was like 5 minutes to our slot till we could go in. So we basically went in straight away. And yeah, as I said, €10 each, which I think is so good. It was worth the money. I would have paid more to go in there because we really enjoyed it. So €10, we were buzzing. I mean, it's so cheap to go in, and it was so much fun. We really loved it there. Moving on to the third thing that I would recommend doing in Barcelona is the Sagrada Familia. I wasn't too sure what to expect from this. From the outside, it's like amazing. The building is stunning. Like, I don't know how they've done that, if I'm being honest. Like, it's really beautiful, really stunning to look at. It's like, I don't know the exact dates and stuff, but it's been like in construction for years and years. And I think 2026 is when it's going to be finally completed. I'm going to look it up and tell you exactly. Let's look it up because I'm actually quite interested. Here you go. So the construction commenced in 1882. Wow. So yeah, and then I was right actually. The most recent date set for the cathedral's completion is 2026. So it has been in construction since 1882. That is crazy. When we was there was like, was it scaffolding? I'm not sure, but it was, there was stuff around it. Work's being done, I guess, because obviously it's not completed, but it's stunning. Definitely recommend going. I wasn't too sure what to expect. This was the most expensive thing that we done attraction wise. I will get into it later on, but Bill booked something before we went out there. That was the most expensive thing, but places to visit and stuff, this was the most expensive thing we'd done. We paid £65.65 to be exact, for both of us, which works out around £33 each. It was, so we had to pay, I know I'm switching to euros now, so I'm not sure. It was €10 extra to go up in one of the towers, and of course we had to do that, so we paid the extra €10. That probably works out £8 or £9, probably not far off. We definitely recommend going up in the towers, by the way. That was amazing. I was actually mesmerised, is that the right word, by the stained glass windows. So like, wow, when I went inside, because it was stunning. Right, we went when the sun was out, so the sun was like beaming through these stained glass windows, and the reflection was like on the pillars that were in there. Stunning. Like, honestly, so beautiful. Inside it was amazing as well. Like, they had all the pillars. It was like tall ceilings, as you can imagine. It was just the windows for me. They were so beautiful, and like the sun coming in and the colours all on the beams was just like, wow. The Sagrada Familia itself isn't huge, so you could probably walk around it in like 10 minutes, but if you're actually like looking at everything, and like, it would take longer. I think we booked it to have like an audio guide, but we couldn't get it to work, but we wasn't too bothered about that. We just walked around on our own. You had to have it on your phone. We didn't have any headphones with us. Not sure what we would have missed out on with the audio guide, but we wasn't too bothered. We just went around looking at everything like ourselves. Obviously, I think it would have explained more about stuff. And then we went up in one of the towers, which I would definitely recommend adding onto your ticket because it's just something extra and exciting to do. We went up in the Passion Tower, and I believe it was the only tower that was actually open on that day. There was 2 towers that you could have gone up in. Went up in the Passion Tower. So just a disclaimer, you go up in a lift, but you have to walk down the stairs. Obviously it's quite high, so there's lots of stairs to walk down, and one of the parts is literally like this. I'm not even joking, we was getting so dizzy just walking down the stairs. It was fine, it was actually quite fun, but yeah, we did get a little bit dizzy because it was literally like spiraling, and looked down and it was just like, the steps were so close together, if that makes sense. You know, like if you were walking around like wide steps, it'd be fine, but they were literally like tight circles. You get to the top, there's sort of like the tower, I suppose, you stand in it. Now, don't be fooled. I was like, is this it? Like, you just stand in this little tower and go down? Like, it had little cut out sort of windows, but they weren't windows because it's all open. You could look out onto like Barcelona. That was amazing views as well. At first, we was a bit like, oh, like, is this all you get to see? Because I'd seen videos and it was like very different to what we was sort of experiencing. But then you go up some more steps and then down some steps again, I think. It's very up, down. And then you get to a bit where you can sort of walk out on, I say platform, but it's not like that. There's like walls either side and railings or nets or something like that. So you literally, like, if you're scared of heights, it's not like, oh my god, you look down. Really good view of Barcelona. And then you go down and you walk down all these steps. Really glad we added that on because it was only €10 extra. And I think if we'd just gone in the Sagrada Familia and come out, we wouldn't have really been in there that long. So definitely recommend adding that onto your ticket because it is really nice to see. Obviously you get the good views at the top and it's just little something fun extra to do. So the Sagrada Familia we booked on Get Your Guide, I believe it was. You can add the tower entry to your ticket. Is this the full thing? I think it is. The fourth recommendation, I don't know how to like switch between each one I'm talking about, but yeah, fourth recommendation, Barcelona Zoo. Oh my god, we could have spent all day here. I think we went around 2:30ish and it closed at 5. Or was it 6? Oh, I don't know, but we went around 2 to 3 hours before closing time because we had done stuff in the morning. I can't remember exactly what we had done. I think it was the Sagrada Familia we had done in the morning. So we decided to do Barcelona Zoo in the afternoon. At first, I was not sure. Worked out €22 each. Obviously, it's not too bad, but from the outside, it looks very small. And I was like, is there going to be much to see in here? I really wasn't sure, but we decided to go in anyway. And oh my god, it was so worth it. You could have spent all day in this place. So the €22 was so worth like the experience and everything we saw. They had so many different animals in there. Like so many. It was huge. It went back so far. From the outside, it looks like pretty small. But oh my god, it was huge. Towards the end, obviously because it was closing, we had to sort of rush around to see everything because we wanted to fit everything in. But you could have spent all day here, I'm not even joking. So they had so much. They had like all the birds, that's the sort of the first thing you get to. Birds, parrots, all things like that. Then they have the meerkats. The meerkats were so cute. They had like little personalities. Bill was taking a picture of them and one of them, I kid you not, was posing. It's like he knew the camera was there and he was posing for the camera. That is literally like what it looked like. It was just so funny. The meerkats are there. I'm trying to like picture it in my head. Oh, and then you have the zebras as well. So they're like the first things you sort of come across and then you walk around to all the other sections. So it's zebras, meerkats and birds, right? Then it's really cool how they like set it out. They had like a little archway. I think it was like Welcome to Africa or it was something like that. It was like a big sort of beam. It was really nice. And the way it's all designed, like they had like rocks and boulders on the outside to sort of give the theme of like the wild, I suppose. There was lions, there was elephants, giraffes. Giraffes are my absolute favourite. And it was like it was timed. They walked out as we walked over and it's like they knew that they were my favourite animal. I love the giraffes. Back home, we actually went and fed the giraffes. Bill surprised me with that. And I don't know why, I just love the giraffes. They're always my favourite animal to see in the zoo. They had giraffes there, they had quite a few actually. I'm sure there was like 4 or 5 giraffes. And they had like so many different monkeys, orangutans, chimpanzees, like so many different ones. One orangutan was so funny. It was pouting its lips at me. And then Bill walked over and it started like poking its tongue out. It was just like so funny, like had little personalities poking their tongues out at us. We was poking our tongue out back at it and it was poking its tongue out back at us. If you've watched the Barcelona vlog, you would have seen that. He was so cute. It was a gorilla. It kept side-eyeing Bill. We literally have a video where it's like, it's looking and it's like, and then it looks back at the camera and then like side eyes and it's like, are you still filming me? It had a bear in there, which I was really shocked about. I don't think I've ever seen a bear in a zoo. Maybe I have, but I don't know why. I was really shocked that they had this bear. It had like penguins, seals, tigers, a leopard they just had so much in this zoo. Honestly, it was huge. Definitely recommend visiting. It's 100% worth the €22 in my opinion. For the Barcelona Zoo, we paid for that on the door. We just went there. You can pay for it there. We didn't do it online before we went. Next thing that we done was a helicopter ride. Barcelona was my birthday present from Bill and this was like an extra present. He booked a helicopter ride for us. I think this was around £100 each and he booked that on Get Your Guide as well. Honestly, really recommend. You went over sort of the sea, so you could see the whole of Barcelona. You could see everything. The views were stunning. It was so sunny. It was just like the perfect day that we could have gone on. It was such a good experience. It was both mine and Bill's first time in helicopter, so that made it like even more special, just like to make you aware. So Bill did think originally when he was booking it that it would just be us two. However, I think, so if there's a couple and then one person who's booked it on their own, they do go in the helicopter with you. So we did have another person in there with us, which was absolutely fine. But just a disclaimer in case you do book it thinking that you do have the helicopter to yourself. It was only one other person, not a problem at all, but just to let you guys know. And helicopter rides, into it, apparently this is like the usual time spent up in the air unless you pay like a lot more. So it was maybe 6 or 7 minutes in the air altogether, but honestly it's such a good experience. You get like a little briefing before you go on, but really recommend doing it if it's something that you've always wanted to do, because the views were stunning, like so nice. And yeah, it was so much fun, and as I said, because it was our first time in a helicopter, it just made the experience so much better. And just some other little things that we'd done. On the last day, we wasn't too sure what to do. We was being picked up, I think around 2ish. So in the morning we walked to the cable cars. I think, is it called Montague cable cars? I will leave it here as I've said, and it takes you up to the castle. Now we didn't have enough time to go in the castle unfortunately, although we would have loved to. So if we go back to Barcelona, we'll be first on our list because we didn't get to do it this time. We paid £27.52 for both of us, and this was a return trip. I mean, the price isn't too bad, but just for the cable car, I suppose some people might not want to pay that much. It was really nice to go up there, around the whole of the castle grounds, which was nice to see. So you get to see like the city side of Barcelona and then the water side, like the beach as well. So yeah, the cable cars were good. See at the top, if you're going in the castle, it's definitely worth it. It's not too much up there other than the castle. We did walk around the grounds, which was nice. It just filled in the morning before we got picked up to go to the airport. Also, the views up there were amazing as well. So I would recommend doing it. One other thing was Casa Batlló. This is the Gaudi house. We didn't actually go inside. Really cool to see from the outside. The building is like, it's just so different. I don't know, it's really cool from the outside. I think they have like light displays on it sometimes. I think it depends when you go. So definitely check dates and stuff. I have seen on social media like a light display on the building. And that is all the recommendations that I have. I hope this video was useful for you all, gave you some inspo, some things to add to your list if you're off to Barcelona, or maybe it even helped you decide to go to Barcelona for your city break this year. We loved Barcelona. We have done 2 city breaks, Rome and Barcelona, and honestly we thought Rome would top it. It's so close. I couldn't even say which one I preferred. We done so much in the time that we was there. We had so much fun, saw so many different things, done so much fun stuff, and we absolutely love Barcelona. I literally am recommending it to everyone. All my family and friends who ask, I'm like, you have to go. It was amazing. Please do let me know if you go to any of these places that I've recommended and what you thought of them. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed, and sending you all lots of love as always.